Hi everybody, it is Ronnie with Whip and Chain. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little headbands. You can make them for children, make them for adults. They're really pretty, and the stitch that we use is very elastic. I think this one is a little even more. Alright, very pretty. It's a very simple stitch. You do not see any seams. This is just how the yarn was with that little color change. That was not a new ball of yarn or anything, just the way it worked. Okay, aren't they pretty? I love them. All right, what you need for this project is a sewing needle to hide your yarn, a ball of yarn. You can use any kind of yarn that you want. It does not take a whole ball. You can use any thickness. I just recommend you try to use, excuse me, try to use the size hook that's suggested on the label that comes with these, but it's totally your call. I tried this with several types of yarn, thick, thin, and all. It works, but for winter, I do suggest maybe the 3 or 4 thickness yarn for it, but the sky's the limit for this. Okay, so here's your yarn, and then I'm using my favorite crochet hooks, my Clover, a 5mm for this, and you will also need a pair of scissors. Okay, very easy, very fun project actually. I like when projects seem to be able to come together super fast. And this one does that, so that's kind of cool. All right. Now we have to start with a chain. My adult sample, I chained 24. You can chain just a little thickness over the front side of your ear and the back side. If you make it too wide, it'll stick out from the back of your head and it will not look proper. But you do what works for you. Always leave a tail long enough because that'll sew our ends together. You start with a slip knot. Very easy. Okay, I'm personally going to chain 24. Okay. Now, if you're not doing this project for you, I would take a tape measure to wrap around the person's head that you're doing this for, so you're able to get the right measurement, and always take off like an inch or so. That way you can stretch and hook to your head. If you make it too big, it'll fall off real easy. Okay, now you got your chain. Let me bring it in a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. I'm working on trying to get close-ups of my hands so you guys can see the stitches better, and let me know how this goes for you, okay? So for this stitch, it's the moss stitch to begin it. It's really easy. It's a 1 row repeat after you get through this first row, the chaining. So you go 4 stitch from the chain, and I want you to do a single crochet. Very easy. Then you chain 1 and you skip 1 and you put in a single crochet. chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. And that is the pattern all the way down to the end. Chain one, skip one, single crochet. I'm going to be quiet and you can watch and you can go along. If I haven't said, make sure you chain an even number. Any chain you need, but it does need to be an even number. Chain one, skip one, okay. When you get to the end, you turn. Now at every end, the way you start it is you always chain two, okay? 1, 2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put your single crochet stitches in the chain ones. So the ones where you single crocheted, you don't put anything in. Okay, so you chain two for the turnaround. Then you go in the hole, the chain one, and you put another single crochet. And then you chain one. Take your time, make sure you find the right spots. Chain one, single crochet. Chain one. Take your time and find your spots. Okay. Chain one and you single crochet. Chain one, find your spot, go in, single crochet. If you can see the spots pretty good. There. 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 If you need to in the beginning, mark them. You can use a stitch marker until you get adjusted to what you're feeling and looking for. There's no rule saying you cannot use stitch markers anywhere that you need them. No rule. Chain one, single crochet. And this is the pattern, guys. Easy, huh? It's a nice, for this you need, for headbands you do need a stretchy stitch. Chain one, and you know that chain, that fourth hook from the bottom, it's a big loop. You just single crochet right in there. And then you turn, chain two. And then you find your spots where they're open. Okay. And you single crochet in your chain one spots. Chain one, single crochet. 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 And this is what you keep doing until you get to your length of the scarf. Now remember, you can either measure your head with a tape measure, or you can just, if it's for you, you can keep measuring on the top of your head until you get it to the length that you're very comfortable with. Just remember, if you're not stretching it a tiny bit when you put it around your head and then you put it together, it's going to be very loose. And you don't want that. You put that in the chain 2 spot right there. If I can grab some yarn, there we go, and chain. And you turn, you chain 2, and you just keep going, okay? If you can see, look, it's already nice and stretchy. It's a fun pattern. And if you want some for like a cool spring day, you can make it with thinner yarn. There's no rule saying you can't, but I don't think this would work well with cotton yarn, but it works good with acrylic yarn. Very pretty. I love it. All right, so I have one already ready to my sample size that I like. All right, I'm going to show you one more time. I did do a video on how to hide your tails so they can't be seen. I'm pretty sure almost everybody out there has a video on that. But some people are saying you only need to do it 2 times. Some people are saying 3 times. You do what's comfortable for you, because the last thing you want is your project coming out. So to hide it, you just weave your darning needle in and out, like in between the middle of your stitches, because you don't want it to be shown on either side. Okay. And then when you don't put it back in your same spot, you pick another spot. Okay. If I could remember the name brand of this yarn I was using, I would tell you, but I don't have the label with it anymore. And sometimes when I go to yard sales or the flea markets around here, people are selling just bins of yarn for 1 lot price. Sometimes I'll just buy them if I seem to like the yarn and it's able to help me make samples and different things. To show how to do projects on here. Can never hurt to have a little extra yarn. But be careful, guys. I did buy a batch not realizing that it had some mildew in it, and I ended up getting really sick from it. So when you do that, just be careful. Okay, let me zoom you out so you can see it. See, there's my whole piece. And look, you can't even see where I weaved it in. Well, barely, right? All right, so when we're gonna seam this up, one thing I need to tell you, when you're doing it, whatever side you want to be on the outside, make sure it's in this facing up right now to you, okay? So both sides are, to me, basically the same, but some people might have a preference. So whatever side you want people to see when you're wearing it, make sure it's facing up to you right now, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this long tail that I have, and I'm gonna feed my darning needle, so I don't have to worry about it. Can't wait to get my nails cut down short this week. I left them long for our vacation. There we go. Okay. Now set that in a safe spot. You'll bring up your edges, and I want you to fold each edge to the middle, like that. See? Okay. Then you open them, and you just weave them together, almost like a sandwich. But while you're doing this, make sure it's as even as you can get it, okay? All right. And what I do is I always try to start on this side wherever my tail is. Okay? And then you want to take your needle and just go through all of them. Make sure you hit every one right below those stitches. Okay? And no whipping, no nothing, no interlocking it. Just take the next section and go down. And again, make sure you're hitting all the stitches. Everybody's going to do this a little different, and that's fine. You do what's very comfortable for you. Okay. I have now made about 6 of these, trying to figure out the nicest pattern, the stretchiest pattern. And I think I can do this almost in my sleep. Make sure you get them all, guys. Now, I do recommend, after you go down once, that you at least come up halfway. But if you feel it's secure enough, that's fine. It's not a have to. It's basically for my sanity. Because if I'm wearing this out, I'll always be wondering, because I didn't do it tight enough, is it gonna come loose? I get so many compliments on this headband when I wear it out. People struggle to believe that I made it. I could make this design, and anybody can make this design. It's fun. It's pretty. While I'm finishing this up, I want to ask you guys if you found this tutorial helpful, you enjoyed it, and if there's more things you want to learn, please hit that subscribe button and like and follow us. And we are on Facebook under WIP, W-I-P, for Work in Progress and Chain. I do this crocheting with Maggie and Lauren, and we do it because we enjoy it. Hear my puppy in the background barking? All right. He's 2. He's not actually a puppy, but he's my puppy. Okay, when you're comfortable, I always try. That's my my husband's dog that's barking now, fighting. My puppy's probably making her mad. Her name's Mia, and she is a good dog. But Maggie has an awesome dog, and her name is Betty, and I love Betty. Oh my God, do I love Betty. She is such a cool dog. She's an old girl, but she's very set in her ways, and I love it. I love personalities on dogs. Strong personalities. All I'm doing is trying to hide in my end at this point. Again, I suggest going back and forth at least 4 times. Then it should never, never, never come loose. If you have to wash these, I recommend washing them and then put them on the rack to dry. I wouldn't personally recommend they be put in the dryer, but if you're comfortable with it, that's absolutely what's important. Okay, so now we're going to turn this right side out. And look at how pretty. Absolutely. I love this yarn. There we go. Yeah. There we go. There she is, guys. Really pretty, huh? So I have another headband man. All right, I thank you for your time. And I strongly encourage you to follow us on Facebook under WIP, capital W, capital I, capital P, space, and then another space and chain. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. And if there's something that you want to see, let us know. Make a suggestion and we'll do everything we can to help you with it. Take care. Have a great afternoon.